What do you envision for that fourth line, just between the size and the physicality that they can bring?
Well, again, it's they're both big players. They skate well. They've had good seasons to this point, and they can bring a lot of good defense, north game, physicality, just pucks deep, get in on it, forecheck, go to the net. So they've both played well. They both have had good years down in Hartford.
I mean, for a player like Rempe, of course you have conversations, especially with a player who's about to make his NHL debut, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be the first in history to make his debut.
Yeah, and we're still working through that. So.
Okay, so
yeah,
not
unless you get word differently, but we're still.
It just looked like.
Yeah, we're still working through that.
What does the fact that both Edstrom and Rempe have also played center down there, and so you essentially have three centers on that line? Is that a thing? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you have three guys that play center, does it make it interchangeable in any way or something?
I think Eddie's played a little bit more wing, and just Matt's played center in the last month or so, maybe 15 games, and moving well through the middle of the ice. And I don't think having centermen on your team is a bad thing. You usually find it a little bit more difficult the other way when there's all wingers and you need somebody to fill the center position. That's when it becomes, I think, tougher to manage. When you have 6 or 7 centermen in your lineup and they're playing the wing and they've played wing before in their career, that's an easier transition. So I view that as a positive.
With Igor, it's been kind of up and down. Obviously, he's coming off the shutout. Have you seen anything in that last game that he played that makes you feel like, okay, he's got it now and we're good?
I think for anybody, not talking about Igor, there's any part of your system or anybody, there's ups and downs inside of a season. And, you're always working to get back on track for whatever it is that is up and down. Like I said, coming out of the break, he had some really good practices. I thought he played well in Chicago. I thought he played excellent in his next start. And, now we're here ready for him to go into this game. And so just short term, he's played really well. But there's peaks and valleys inside of every season for any part of your game or any player on the ice.
What's the scouting report on the Islanders?
They're playing really well. They got, you look at their lineup, they got really good balance, really good depth. They're good forwards, good defensemen, good goaltending, and so it's and then it's just it's New York versus New York. It's going to be a great game.
Do you know Patrick Wow?
No.
You think it's pretty crazy that two tri-state teams haven't seen each other in over a year?
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Just some of the division games have been light to this point. It's going to get real heavy in the end of the year here. So this must be the start of it.
Is it cool to be a part of an outdoor rivalry game?
Yeah, I do think it's just being there yesterday was great, and all 4 teams from the area here, competing in that building. That makes it unique as well, having back-to-back games. But I definitely think that the history of the Islanders and the Rangers, puts a little bit of an exclamation point on the day.
You've obviously done this rivalry from the other side, behind the bench on the other side. Is it different from the Ranger side as opposed to from the Islander side?
Probably not when you're in it. When you're in it, you're invested in where you're at, and I think maybe there's a little bit more history here with New York, but when you're part of the Islanders group, they're all in. Trust me, they're all in tomorrow. The history is irrelevant. They're all in to win the game tomorrow, so we've got to be the same way.
Is there an added layer to just the fact that you're going to see these guys 4 times between now and the end of the regular season?
I think this is the beginning of it. I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow, but I do know that inside of multiple, by the time you get to the last one, or inside of a playoff series of 7 games, by the time you're moving on and it just builds up a little bit, it can always has a chance to become a little bit more heated. But like I said, we haven't seen these guys in a while. It's a big game tomorrow. They know it, we know it, and it should be a great game.
Logistically, to go to New Jersey yesterday to practice there, and then to come back here, and then you're going to go back there again tonight, it's just got to be a little bit weird for you guys.
I think it's actually terrific. So if you think about it, yesterday's a day in itself. And now we're back to work here in our practice facility with our practice and routine that we do every single day to prepare for a game. And I actually think that that day of separation is a good thing for us, and maybe they're saying the same thing, I'm not sure, but for us to be able to come back here and go to work and practice and get ready for this game, it just separates some of this stuff, and now we go there tonight and we get ready for the game tomorrow. So it's just kind of separates the 2 days a little bit, which I kind of view as a positive.